Okay, stream should be live.
Yellow.
So where we left off, we were going to be going around to embassy stuff and hopefully not fighting anything.
To my knowledge, we are not fighting anything this mission, but we do have. Oh wait! Before you do anything, go to the guild.
Oh yeah, board.
Yes, we have to look for clues. There we go.
Yep, the missing exhibit.
Okay. So before we go to the embassies, and we have a couple of clues we can find.
Okay.
Okay, so check the clock on the second floor of the house next to the church.
Okay.
And I guess let me know when you do that.
Who's the client on that first? Because I think I need to go talk to them because it's not letting me examine this clock.
Oh, I don't know. Client History Museum.
Okay.
Should tell you one more thing.
Museum East Block near the landing port. I imagine this is probably the blue block thing. Handed over the thing to the director. Apparently they're looking into whether or not something the museum can hold on to, so I'm having to wonder while they check it out. Hello there, how can I help you? And this is a cutscene one.
Alright, better yet, how can we help you? Where would the Bracer Guild, sir?
Oh, excellent. I was hoping someone would come soon. Let's waste no time getting down to business.
Yeah, sure. So, what was stolen?
About that, do you notice anything off here?
Big blank wall space?
Off?
Right.
This is the airship gallery, right? Hey, now that you mention it, something seems to be missing. You're right, Estelle. There was a portrait of the RCL on this wall, as I recall.
How do you recall that? Unless you went here without us, but like, we haven't gone here.
Well, I mean, she probably would have because, you know, she lives here normally, or to an extent.
Now that you mention it, Chloe, I do remember something like that being here.
How do you remember that, Estelle? We've never been in here.
How could I forget? I saw the portrait myself while touring the capital. Guess we know why you called us now. The portrait of the RSL was stolen, wasn't it? Precisely that. It was there this morning, but around noon or so I noticed that it was gone. This card was on the place, and this card was on the wall in its place. Yep, makes sense. O beauteous princess and her loyal companions, the image of the proud white falcon has fallen into my hands. Should you seek it, then answer my challenge. The first key is in the residence of the aged general. Search the onlooker of time.
Him. Again.
Our rivalry burns brighter still. Yeah, sounds like Phantom Thief Blue Blanc alright. You guys told me about him, but I thought you were exaggerating. You already know who the criminal is. Now that's what I call reassuring. I have every confidence that you'll crack this case.
Sorry.
You're okay.
We won't let you down. We'll be back before you know it.
Alright, now! Go to that very specific house that I don't know why. It's whatever.
It's probably because, like, this is General Morgan's house. So the aged general.
I forget he actually has a house outside of just the military base.
You know what? That's fair.
It's kind of like like, doesn't he just live there? Like, whatever.
Huh. So the H General is probably General Morgan. In that case, is this the onlooker of time? I'd say it's likely.
We'll need to check inside. Estelle asked and received permission from the owners of the house to investigate the clock. Upon inspection, they found a card stuck to the back. The second key is in the city. Seek the symbol perched on the ground. As we thought.
Oh, right, that's a female.
My! To see something like that was in my house. Well, this guy's the type to harm people who aren't involved in his weird plans, so don't worry.
Actually, that's very true. For a bad guy, he's not very bad.
Well, he's not going around seeking murder on random citizens at the very least.
Yeah, he's a very gentlemanly bad guy, which is weird.
Best to close up tight at night in case there's any more mischief, though. Yes, of course. Yes, well, be careful.
Alright, shall we continue?
Alright. Next place, Bird Statue Fountain in Town Entrance. And would you mind reading for this one? ID's
Yep.
still talking to me.
Yep, that's fine. The symbol perched on the ground, huh? This white falcon symbol seems suspect to me. This bird is the symbol of Liberal, so it would stand out. Yeah, let's have a look. There's a card stuck to the base of the iron fence. The third key is in the foreign manse. Examine the will of the Blue Knight. Alright, we got it. But what does the Blue Knight mean? Is he talking about the Royal Guard? They do certainly wear blue uniforms. I think not. It says the foreign manse, so I don't think the Royal Guard makes sense. More than anything else, it wouldn't be beautiful, so we should try something else. Is that right? Well, it is coming from someone similar, so I guess maybe I should listen to the warning here. I'm assuming that's going to be the Erebonian embassy.
No, actually.
No, okay.
No. It's going to be in the library at the Calvard Embassy, but we're not going to the embassy first.
Okay.
I think. Let me look. Okay, it says you can do it in any order, so... Okay, so I guess we are going to the Calvard Embassy first.
Okay.
And then you're gonna talk
that's the
to...
Erebonian one.
Yeah, if you don't get a cutscene when you walk in, I'd say, well, let's get the library thing first. Not that it expires, but just so I can get out of the way.
Right. Hey, Zen, still keeping busy? Let me guess, business at the embassy. Yeah, I'd like to speak with Elsa about something. She's in, right? Well, I haven't seen her leave, so I guess she's around. Oh, who's with you? Gotta ask, you know. Policy. Oh, they're helping me with some guild work. I'm going to introduce them to Elsa. Huh. Well, okay. If they're with you, Zen, I guess I can let them in.
You know, security is great here.
Yeah. So, welcome to the Calvardian Embassy. Oh, do keep in mind that the embassy hall is Calvard soil. Calvard and Liberal are friends, but still keep your nose clean, eh?
You hear that, Olivier?
And again, my heart is assaulted with arrows. How little trust you have in me. Well...
With good reason.
I mean, nice building.
I mean, it is, but I'm really curious as to what the Erebonian one is like.
Right. Oh, magnificent.
Wow, this is the Calvardian Embassy? I didn't expect it to be quite so fancy. And yet, it's a bit exotic as well. I really like it.
Well, quite a few people from even farther east have settled in Calvard, you know. They've had an impact on our culture, too. Anyway, Elsa's office is the furthest room on the second floor.
Alrighty.
Alright, to the library! Because you were going to check out Doll Night Volume 15 to earn the third clue.
Shelf holds the Doll Night series. Ah, so that's how they're doing that.
Okay, so you can just read all of this if you wanted to scroll through that real quick. I don't know if you get, like, a reading achievement for it.
I'm pretty sure there is.
15.
Okay.
Second shelf. Or, okay, unless you want to go through all of it real quick.
Yep, we're just gonna go ahead and read through all this, so, here we go, guys.
Like, actually reading or just skipping?
Yeah, we're gonna read.
Okay.
The Puppeteer's Apprentice. Long ago in a certain little village there lived a young boy. He was some 13 years old. His name was Pedro. Pedro was a small boy, not very strong, but his fingers was dexterous enough to astonish anyone. When he moved his whittling knife, wooden blocks would turn into birds and wonderful creatures as if by magic. The boy spent his days with these crafts as his life. One day, strange travelers came by the village. An old man with sharp eyes and a large man in a black garb casually strolled into the general store, whereupon their eyes were drawn to a wooden bird so cunningly carved that one could almost hear its wings beat the air. It was Pedro's latest creation. After inquiring with the owner of the general store, the old man and his escort came upon the little house where Pedro lived. And the first words they had for him were, "Prepare your things. We're leaving for the city." Pedro's eyes widened in shock at the order. "What is this?" he cried. "Who are you people, Annie?" His eyes fell on the large man in black. Pedro's words caught in his throat. The old man chuckled. "So you did notice. I thought you would." And the old man's fingers stretched transparent threads. He gestured, and the black-garbed man bowed gracefully. The immense man was a clockwork puppet. "He is the Black Priest," the old man said. "My finest work." His wrinkled face creased further as he smiled slightly. He was the famous master Capri Oratoria, a puppeteer known throughout Luna. Oratoria fixed Pedro with a beady eye. "You could craft something even greater than this. Doesn't the mere thought excite you?" No more words were needed. Tossing his carving knife into a sack, Pedro fixed his cap on his head and greeted his new master by saying farewell to his old home.
Let me know when you want me to take over.
Yeah. I'll have you do the second set of bookcases as long as IT's not messaging you.
No, I have stuff for the moment.
Okay. The years passed swiftly for Pedro at Oratoria's workshop on the outskirts of the capital. Under the tutelage of Puppeteer Capri, he learned the techniques to build clockwork puppets and the skills to make them dance and perform. After 3 years of training, he completed his own masterpiece, a doll of noble bearing dressed in armor with a gleaming blue helm. If Capri's masterwork, the Black Priest, was a martial arts type focused on maneuverability, then Pedro's blue puppet was a well-balanced swordsman. Its counterattacks as it turned aside the Black Priest's punches and kicks were the very image of a graceful knight. "What will you call it?" Capri asked. Pedro had no answer. He had been so focused in its creation that he hadn't thought of one. Ultimately, it would come to be called the Blue Knight before he could name it. It was sometime after Pedro constructed the Blue Knight that the king who ruled from the city would pass on from their world. The king had long been ill, so there was little shock and the mourning period passed smoothly. And so, in accordance with the law, the king's only daughter, Princess Tia, would ascend to the throne as queen. On the road home, Pedro visited the city accompanied by the Blue Knight. With the crowning ceremony approaching, the streets were abuzz with excitement. As he strolled the city center, people passing by cast strange looks his way. What a noble knight he must be. I'm sure he must be quite the famous hero. Do you suppose he's attending the crowning ceremony? Trailing quietly behind the Blue Knight, Pedro could hardly keep himself from doing a little dance. It felt like a step towards Capri, who could control the Black Priest as if it was human itself. Of course, at the same time he found it annoying that others thought him the servant of his own creation. It was on his way back to the workshop outside of town that Pedro's humming was interrupted by a scream. No, please stop, cried a voice from the woods. Heh, no one's gonna save you, a man growled. Give up and give in. From the looks of things, some thuggish men had a girl cornered. Dainty and clad in a white dress, the girl's searching eyes sought desperately for a way to flee from the danger. Pedro squared his shoulders and, lowering his cap to shadow his eyes, he set his fingers in motion. The Blue Knight charged forward. Righteous display. Upon seeing the Blue Knight appear like a shadow from the heart of the forest, the men harassing the girl could only gape in amazement. Leave the girl alone and leave this place, the Blue Knight declared from the depths of its helmet. This was the ventriloquism that the old master had drilled into his head as a secret of puppeteering. Who the hell are you? Get out of here before you get hurt. Fools. With a jab from its clockwork fist, the Blue Knight knocked back the man holding the woman, and pivoted swiftly to kick both men away. Are you hurt, young lady? No, I am well. Good. 'Twould be best if you stood back. At last the Blue Knight drew its sword. Swathed in black, a third man who seemed like the leader approached. Not bad for a wanderer. Peter eyed the new arrival. The black-garbed man's stance suggested he knew something of proper swordsmanship. Enough playing, though. Hand over the girl and I'll see you rewarded. To ignore one's duties is to be without courage. I fear I cannot do that, said the Blue Knight. Well then die, screamed the black-garbed man and attacked. Okay. The girl with sky blue eyes. The man in black attacked. From the upper right, he feinted as if to strike the shoulder, but twisted his wrist and changed to a slash across the body. Pedro, having read the feint, pulled at his strings. The Blue Knight stepped back a half step, dodging the horizontal slash, and then smacked the outstretched blade, knocking it from his foe's hands. Impossible! The black-garbed man rubbed his numb hand and paled as the Blue Knight shifted slightly. As if it was a sign, the thugs turned and scattered like baby spiders. The girl gave a sigh of relief and curtsied. Thank you very much. She was still a bit shaky, but her manner was that of a noblewoman. It is the duty of every knight to protect. Pay it no mind. Ah, are you from foreign lands, perhaps? Suddenly, Pedro was struck with a moment of whimsy. I'm the touring knight Pedro, the boy there is my servant, he made the puppet reply. Huh? The girl finally seemed to notice him. She faced him with an expression of bewilderment. However, Pedro was no less surprised. Indeed, his shock was many times greater than hers. Cool turquoise blue eyes, that familiar, achingly lovely form. It was the same girl he had seen at the ceremonies and from the balconies of the palace. Your Highness, he blurted. The girl wrapped in pure white was the very girl who had just lost her father and was to be crowned in the capital. It was Princess Tia.
Alright.
The melancholy of the princess. Would you be willing to guard me for these 2 weeks until the crowning ceremony? In the royal throne room, Princess Tia asked this question with a serious expression. Of course, she asked, if not of Pedro, but of the Blue Knight. Have you not a royal guard? Surely you would be far better off with them as your protectors. Unable to say that the Blue Knight was a puppet, Pedro followed as far as the throne room. He shivered, sensing even more trouble about to come. The royal guard that protected the capital they obey the words of my uncle, Duke Gaston. Even before they abandoned me and fled, Princess Tia said softly. Duke Gaston was a man surrounded by bad rumors. It was an open secret that he took advantage of the previous king's illness to line his own purse. The man in black you confronted, Sir Pedro, I'm sure that was my uncle's second in command. All of it was planned. Princess Tia's sky blue eyes clouded. At this point, the kindly Pedro could hardly refuse the role of escort. Understood, I shall accept your request, he had the Blue Knight reply. Princess Tia's smile was like the sun breaking through the clouds. Thank you, Sir Knight. Thank you so very much. She turns towards Pedro as well. And you too, good servant. May I ask for your name? Pedro hid his eyes once more in the shadow of his cap. I'm no one worthy of naming myself. Turbulent days. Protecting the princess proved harder than predicted. After all, almost every day there were new ne'er-do-wells sent after her, Eventually, partially due to their closeness in age, Princess Tia and Pedro, still playing the servant, came to speak very openly to each other. While glad for the princess's trust, he didn't know what he would do if the truth of the Blue Knight came out. Pedro himself was beside himself with worry. On the other side of the city, a letter was delivered to a certain puppet workshop. What is that boy doing? Guessing the circumstances from the very vague statements in Pedro's letter, Capri sighed and gave a bitter smile. However, perhaps this is a good chance, he mused. Pedro was ever bright and straight as an arrow, yet his thoughts were always of puppets. Partially due to living outside the city, he had no friends he could call close, and yet it hardly seemed as if he felt lonely for it. While the role of escort to the princess was perhaps beyond his station, if it proved a chance to awaken more human feelings in his apprentice, Capri could only wish him the best with a parent's heart. Was there another one here? Yeah. What makes the darkness shake? That girl has the devil's own luck. In a dim room lit by a flickering candle flames, Duke Gaston cursed hatefully. He felt not a moment of sympathy or care for his niece. At this rate, she shall see the crowning ceremony, he snarled. This night, Pedro, can't we handle him? He's the first man so skilled that we've encountered. We fear that even if the royal guard attacked at once, it might be difficult. Recalling the shame of having his sword knocked from his hands, Duke Gaston's second in command bit his lip. Still, we have nothing to fear, he said. While a bit of an odd character, we have hired a skilled assassin to handle this, my lord. Odd? What sort of person is he? Aha! Did you recall? The flames danced bewitchingly, then went out as one, as if something tremendously heavy had collapsed down onto it. The carpeted floor shook with a thud. Who is it? Duke Gaston took a step back. The shadow illuminated by the moon was tremendous and inhuman. My lord, fear not. This is our assassin, Harlequin. He will remove all that is in your way with his puppet. The assassin sketched a mocking bow. Aha, I do love hunting. I don't take jobs unless the prey's lively. A sickening laugh shook the darkness, bringing a nasty smile to the Duke's face as well. Worry not, I am sure your hunt will be most enjoyable. And so did the night bathed in red by a crimson moon fade to dawn, melting like ice.
Oh, I get to read about the assassination attempts, hell
You
yeah.
do.
My kind of tea.
Afternoon in the Lesser Palace. Afternoon in the palace began with a tea party in the gardens. The princess, as always, filled 3 cups with black tea from the pot. Please, enjoy your tea.
My thanks, the Blue Knight intoned.
Thank you very much, Pedro said. Pedro moved the Blue Knight with his left hand as he sipped the tea made by the princess. It was the happiest moment in their otherwise busy days. Good servant, you really seem to enjoy your tea. It makes it very worth the effort for the one who made it. You're too kind. Smiling bitterly, Pedro pulled his strings. The Blue Knight, in one go, emptied the teacup into the leather sack in his neck. Sorry.
You okay?
That's just a funny image. At this, Princess Tia could only sigh, whereas Sir Pedro here seems to hardly find it delicious at all. It makes it difficult to be motivated. Pardon me. I fear I am an impolite man. In his heart, Pedro felt the nervous edge, but the Blue Knight answered with an ever-calm face. There had been countless moments where it seemed as if everything would be revealed, but Princess Tia showed no signs of doubting the truth of the Blue Knight. The princess smiled faintly, but her expression quickly turned somber. I suppose it doesn't matter. These fun afternoons will end tomorrow. After the crowning ceremony the following day, you shall both leave the city after all.
A faint pain.
At the princess's lonely words, Pedro's heart beat fast as a drum. I fear I'm a man on the path of warriors, so my apologies, the Blue Knight said. No, I should apologize. I shall hardly make much of a queen like this. The princess shook herself and smiled brightly. Forgetting to control the puppet, Pedro ducked his head to hide the longing on his face. He would have loved to stay as her guard. Though she might have been of noble birth, Princess Tia was a lonely girl who had lost her father. However, she had been speaking not of the servant like Pedro, but of the Blue Knight. To the princess, Pedro was simply part of the package. Thinking that made his chest hurt somehow. It was a pain such as he'd never felt when he was handling his puppets. Ultimately, Pedro had chosen, even from it saddening the princess, to flee from this unbearable pain in his chest. Ah, would you like a second cup? As if to clear the heavy air, the princess offered the pot with a smile. Ooh, that does sound good. Mind giving me a cup? An unnerving laugh, a shadow crept in. What? A sudden gust tore through the garden, sending the tea flying off the table. Crimson wings beat in the airs. An immense puppet in the form of a devil fell to the earth. Sorry for interrupting your lovely tea party, tittered a voice. Would you mind playing with me for a bit? On the devil's left arm was a human figure. It was a masked puppeteer, Harley Quinn. I'll make sure it's plenty of fun, he giggled. Lady Tia, stand back! Pedro, shielding the princess behind him, sent the Blue Knight forward towards the Crimson Devil's right arm. It was a blind spot for the masked puppeteer. In a rapid turn, the knight let loose a heavy strike. The tip of the sword was swallowed up by the base of the creature's wing. The demon's right arm flashed up, blade and claws scrapped, sending sparks into the air. Losing its balance, the Blue Knight took an unsteady step back. The demon gave a shiver, and a barbed tail thick as a log screamed through the air, striking forward. Astonished by the technique, Pedro snapped the Blue Knight back, dodging the tail swipe. Oh, you are good! I didn't think you were in the same business. The masked puppeteer spoke not to the Blue Knight, but to Pedro. The Blue Knight, as if to interrupt these words, pointed its sword at the puppeteer. What nonsense are you speaking? If you shall not come, then I shall strike first? Then shall I strike first. Even now, Pedro tried to hide it. Princess Tia, with a confused expression, gazed upon the preceding events. I see. So that's how it is. The masked puppeteer, as if suddenly realizing the situation, laughed softly. My. Well, let no one call me rude. If you'd rather not share, I'll stay quiet. But you know... The puppeteer's voice dripped low and was tinged with a roiling darkness. If you don't even have that much, then even thinking you can win against my calamity is naive.
No.
Yeah, we're about to say we just read that. You act wheels. The Crimson Demon. The demon doll Calamity kicked the ground and launched itself into the air, closing the gap in an instant. Pedro reacted in a moment too slow, so intent was he on not wanting the princess to notice. It was the tiniest of openings, but it was one that would prove fatal. First, the sword was knocked from the clockwork hands. Then, the claws continued to dig in, cutting through the blue armor like butter. Oh my, what's wrong? The tail whipped in, encircling the Blue Knight. With a twitch of the puppeteer's fingers, the tail tightened, crushing both the knight's arms. Hehehe. Caught you! The claws grabbed the Blue Knight by its feathered helm and lifted it up with its feet. Stop! The first puppet he'd made, that he put effort into, was being torn to pieces. Pedro lost himself for a moment and ran forward. You are so impatient. No need to worry. I was going to give him back. The Crimson Demon held the Blue Knight high and threw him towards Pedro. The Blue Knight crashed into Pedro and bowled him over. He lay in a crumpled heap upon the lawn under the body of the puppet. Please, stop! The princess stepped forward between the fallen pair and the masked puppeteer, her arms spread wide. I offer myself to you. In return, I command you to cease the senseless violence. Saying goodbye. I offer myself to you. In return, I command you to cease the senseless violence. At Princess Tia's bold words, the puppeteer licked his lips loudly. You'd offer yourself in place of your guard? Why, you bring tears to my eyes, princess. You mustn't, Lady Tia. Barely conscious, Pedro desperately tried to put the words together. He had not the energy to use ventriloquism. My master, Pedro is fine. Leave it to me. Hurry, run. Sir Pedro, silence. At the princess's angry words, Pedro managed to open his eyes fully, for those words were addressed most surely to he, still garbled and acting as an acting servant. You knew? I'm sorry. I pretended not to notice. The princess smiled in a sad, lonely way, then turned to the puppeteer again with a dignified expression.
Now, take me to my uncle.
Oh my, what a princess you are. I bet you'd have made quite the queen, too.
The demon slowly stretched out its right arm. When the princess stepped on, it began to beat its crimson rings.
Sir Pedro, thank you so much.
That's the princess.
Oh. Good call on that one.
Sir Pedro, thank you so much. This last week was very fun. Those words of goodbye sunk into his brain. As he watched the scarlet shadow be swallowed into the blue sky, Pedro's consciousness slowly faded into the darkness.
Thought it might have been the assassin kind of being a bitch.
Understandable. 14 now?
Yes.
The cost of deceit. The next morning when Pedro opened his eyes, he found himself in his room at the doll workshop, safe on his familiar, warm, firm bed. He felt a rush of relief. It had all been a dream. Capri came out from the workshop.
Oh, how are you feeling?
Pedro craned his neck. On the workbench in the back, he glimpsed disassembled blue parts spread across the wood. He leapt up, panic. It wasn't a dream. It seemed Capri had used the Black Priest to bring Pedro and the broken form of the Blue Knight back from the castle.
We're also assuming that Capri is the guy that is acting the assassin, right?
Wait, what? Sorry.
We're assuming Capri is the assassin guy, right?
No,
Okay.
I am not, but that is an interesting theory.
It's my fault. Pedro's eyes trailed over the former masterpiece, now reduced to junk. His memory then trailed back over cool turquoise blue eyes, a warm smile like a ray of sunlight, and fine fingers pouring black tea. Pedro ground his lip between his teeth. The Blue Knight wasn't good enough. If I had any talent as a puppeteer, I would have been able to protect Princess Tia.
It seems you still don't understand, Capri muttered. His face took on a rare expression of severity.
What you lack is here. In a forceful motion, he jabbed his finger against Pedro's chest. Pedro could only blink in shock.
And now 15 with the card. I guess, maybe. We'll see.
Sorry. I thought IT was done messaging me because things are solved. I'm fine now. Okay.
A little decision. Her Highness knew the truth of the Blue Knight, and yet she chose to pretend not to. Do you really not understand why? Because, unexpectedly, in the depths of his mind, he had a flash of insight. Sir Pedro, silence, she had said. And then, I pretended not to notice. He recalled the sad, lonely smile she gave him when she revealed it. Something hot boiled up inside his chest. Pedro raised his head and fixed her with an intense gaze. Master, I beg of you, help me repair the Blue Knight. The old man studied his face.
The masked puppeteer you fought is a man feared like a demon in our trade. Told you he's not the same goddamn guy.
We'll see.
A half-baked man cannot hope to match him. Do you understand?
Even so, I will. For the person who believed in me. When he said that, Capri smiled broadly, as if something grand had just fallen in his lap. It was the day before the crowning ceremony. At the palace, the princess's absence had been noticed, and the royal keep fell into uproar from top to bottom.
There's a card trapped between the pages. The door has already been opened. Join the dance of the valorous.
Oh, look what I found.
Oh, I get it. I guess this is technically considered Republican territory. It absolutely is a foreign man's.
Blue Knight is a character from the novel, I think. Jeez, he sure is detail-oriented. Anyway, I got a feeling that this next one's the last of them.
Dance of the Valorous, huh? Well, now where could that be?
I know! The Duke's private manor. On the outskirts of the capital in Duke Gaston's manor, Princess Tia sat in a lush room carpeted in deep crimson.
It's perfect for you, princess.
With a satisfied expression, Duke Gaston glared at his bound prisoner. What do you intend to do about the crowning ceremony today? Princess Tia asked in a quiet voice. The Duke shrunk back a bit under her icy gaze.
I'm afraid you will be absent, and so the throne and staff will be offered to me, the second in line.
Do you believe that people will accept you?
To change the subject, Tia, I have found someone willing to accept you as a bride. Ew.
Yeah.
Seeing the sky-colored eyes waver for a moment, the Duke smiled with renewed confidence.
He is the second Imperial son and quite the connection. The Duke's smile widened. While you learn the joys of womanhood in a new land, you can leave the rest to me. It was a
More you.
cowardly plan. Certainly, it wasn't a scenario that would be accepted for the Duke to take the throne in place of the first heir. However, it was different if the princess were to marry. If that were to pass, anyone could see that Duke Gaston's ascent to the throne would be all but a done deal. My lord, it is about time. At his second-in-command's comment, the Duke stood. I am sure you are quite tired from the daily attacks. Take the chance to rest and recover. The Duke gave a chuckle at his own shamelessness and left the room. At that moment, that won't be happening! There was a tremendous crash, and a glass window exploded into glittering powder.
Would you like to finish it out?
I can, yeah, if you want me to.
Yeah.
Is it because I read more dramatically than you do?
You are a lot better at it than I am.
I am the theater kid. And so the boy becomes a man. Like a graceful leopard, a tall knight clad in blue armor leapt through the window. Following behind him was a small boy wearing a cap. Princess Tia, I'm sorry. I know I'm a bit late. Sir Pedro. So you did come after all. A tremendous smile floated onto the princess's face. Okay, that's not who I thought was saying that. That's fine. Somewhat embarrassed, the boy returned the smile. Their eyes locked and words unsaid passed between them. Hey, there's a time and place for first things. The Duke, having been completely ignored, was sputtering in anger. As the Duke seethed, his second-in-command was stealthily sneaking up on the still-bound princess. He reached out his hand for the princess's shoulder. The Blue Knight leapt forward like a bolt from a crossbow. Blark? The pitiful second-in-command, having taken a direct punch from the Blue Knight, collapsed against the wall, unconscious. That was a bit much. Duke Gaston, now white as a sheet, fled the room with a stumbling lurch. Princess Tia, let's hurry. Your crowning ceremony begins soon, Pedro said. Yes! Escaping the
Mance.
Mance? That's not a word I've seen before. The two were pursued by the Duke and his guard. However, as if to obstruct their path, a scarlet shadow fell down, shaking the ground. Sorry, but we might have to get in your way. I'm afraid thoroughness is the #1 part of being a puppeteer, after all. Hehehe. The way you spoke made it hard to believe it was just a job. It was the masked puppeteer, Harlequin, and the Crimson Demon, Calamity. Duel between red and blue. White blade made deadly claw. Blue and red twisted about in blinding fashion. The cover to fight had been cleaved off. "Oh, you're moving better," Harlequin exclaimed. Surprisingly, the Blue Knight's movements were just a little bit faster than that of the Crimson Devil puppet, Calamity. I broke it all to pieces too, but to have fixed it back up in just one day. Looks like the old man found himself a good apprentice. Told you they're not the same fucking person.
Hey, we'll take that then.
You know my master? Harlequin twisted his fingers and Calamity fluttered his wings and slowly lifted into the sky. We have a bit of history, yes, he giggled. But forget about that. What will you do about this? As he howled the woods, the red pepper swooped down. Pedro pulled his strings back and the Blue Knight narrowly avoided the grasping claws. Or this? Smooth as flowing water, Calamity sent out its log-like tail to swipe at the knight. Pedro's threads flowed down and to the right. Dropping its center of gravity, the Blue Knight shifted its sword to a slant and redirected the force of its tail upwards. Or this! Calamity swung its horned head around and charged straight for the Blue Knight's torso. Pedro snapped his threads upward and to the left this time. The Blue Knight, who had let itself fall back slightly, now slashed its sword down in a blur of light. With a small, pleasant cracking sound, the crimson ring on the right side of the puppet was hewn straight off. Red-hot roar. Slightly panicked, the masked puppeteer wrenched back on the strings and put space between himself and the Blue Knight. Hey, how about we call it a draw here? Oh, wait, that's Pedro. Hey, how about we call it a draw here? Knowing it was hopeless, Pedro still offered. As he expected, a happy voice called back. Now, don't make bad jokes like that. It's been too long since I've had this much fun, after all. Seemingly drunk on warped joy, Harlequin twisted his hands around a complex motion. It almost looked like if he were drawing magic circles in the air. I didn't think I'd end up using this, he giggled.
Calamity crossed both his arms across its body as if holding itself. Suddenly, a burning scent filled the air. A cold chill ran down Pedro's spine. He set to move the Blue Knight, but realized the princess was behind it. You can regret it in your next life, Harley Quinn screamed. Yeah, I'm not gonna scream. The Crimson Demon took an opposing stance. Its massive jaw creaked. There was a rushing of air, and then a ball of brilliant flames spewed forth. The area was engulfed in a violent pillar of swirling fire. The Blue Knight, Pedro, and the princess were all swallowed up by the inferno. So that's it, is it? Guess I was kind of a pity to end it there, huh? Gazing at the roaring flames, Harley Quinn muttered regretfully. However, his eyes soon narrowed, puzzled. No scent of meat roasting or metal melting reached his nose. What? The crimson maelstrom began to swirl faster, and the center suddenly parted as if blown apart from the inside. From the middle rose a blue twister.
20, I think?
Yep. Whereabouts of the deathmatch. From within the flame, the Blue Knight arose. Around its shoulders, Pedro and the Princess Tia could be seen clinging, hale and hearty. What had blown away the raging flame was its tremendous two-handed sword. Spinning the enormous blade like a whirlwind, a butterfly made of flame danced above the knight's head. It was a fantastical scene. You think that'll work? Harley Quinn began gesturing again. It seemed like he intended to launch another fireball. I won't let you, Pedro cried. Splitting through the walls of flame, the Blue Knight forced its way forward. And the next moment, Calamity's horned head was cleaved perfectly in two. Ha 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 ha! Absolutely wonderful. The fireball, moments from release, puffed up from within the crimson puppet and caused a small explosion. Flung by the shockwave, the Blue Knight was tossed into the air. Pedro braced both his legs and managed to catch it. Sir Pedro, are you alright? I'm fine, yeah, but I don't think there's any saving him. Though Harley Quinn may have been a foe, he was still a life that had been taken. Pedro felt the guilt of such a deed strike him. Princess Tia, seeing Pedro so troubled, enveloped him in her arms. I'd appreciate if you wouldn't kill me off so easily, said a whispering voice from the inside the pillar of flames. The voice seemed somehow satisfied. I applaud your efforts, young man. I'll back down nicely this time. Looking forward to when we next meet. The ground shook and a red and black shadow launched skyward, disappearing from sight. Pedro and the princess looked at one another and burst into relieved laughter. I'm sorry, why the fuck would you be laughing after that?
Right.
Like, I know I'm insane, but like... The doll master's purpose. The boy and the girl and the puppet left for the capital on light feet while the masked puppeteer fled into the deep forest riding his scorched creation. Stopping suddenly, the masked puppeteer spoke to the shadows in the trees. You're there, aren't you, old man? You noticed me, did you? Pedro's master Caprice stepped out from the cover of the trees. As always, the Black Priest was with him, but it was a curious sight, for the puppet had no arms. As I thought, he fixed the blue puppet's arms with parts from the Black Priest. No wonder it moved so well. Well, the gap between you and Pedro was a bit too much after all. I took it upon myself to give him a helping hand. Harley Quinn's shoulders sunk in response to the words of the old puppet master. Well, I don't mind since I had fun, but... if and when the 13 factories find out about... Wait, what?
Sorry, is there an issue?
Do you not realize?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're full of shit. Tell me, Tyler.
Well, I mean, Anaxi did say that there's some story hints going on in the books.
Did you know about this?
Slightly.
You fucking bastard!
I didn't know this one related anything to it, but...
You fucking bastard! If and when the 13 factories find out about this, I don't think Pedro will have it too easy either, do you? The 13 factories. The moment he heard those disturbing words, Capri's expression darkened. Well, see you soon. Leaving behind a suppressed laugh, the masked puppeteer disappeared into the deep forest. It's a road all puppeteers must pass. Oh, that's the old man. Haha. It's a road all puppeteers must pass. The old puppet master muttered into a quiet voice, almost as if he were telling it to himself.
And then the finale.
A moment's rest. Afternoon in the palace began with a tea party in the gardens. The princess, as always, filled 3 cups of black tea from the pot. Why does she do that? The knight can't drink it unless you're feeding the old man as well. Please, enjoy your tea. Thank you very much, Pedro said. Behind the boy sipping the tea stood a knight armored in blue. However, he had not a word to say. What happened to the Duke in the end? On the night of the crowning ceremony, Duke Gaston had disappeared with his vassals. After all, his plan had been foiled and the queen successfully crowned before countless countrymen. The royal guard, whose allegiance had been questionable before the coronation, fell to their knees in contrition and swore their loyalty to the new queen. The Duke, before he could be held for the crime of abducting the princess, understandably chose to flee the country. I wasn't sure if I was going to say country or kingdom. My uncle has chosen to entrust himself to the Empire. Apparently he sought protection from the Imperial Prince that he banished as a husband for me. The Queen smiled slightly. However, it seems as if they consider him something of a pest. I feel a bit sorry for him. Pedro was amazed. Deserve your sympathy? In truth, Pedro did not think Duke Gaston would back down easily. And what are the machinations of that foul-mouthed puppeteer, Harley Quinn? Capri, Pedro's teacher, seemed to know the jester, but simply dodged any questions about him with frustrating vagueness. Regardless, Pedro knew another battle would come, and soon. He would have to upgrade the Blue Knight if he hoped to emerge victorious. Oh, Pedro! A slightly irritated yet comforting voice snapped Pedro from his reverie. Do you wish for your tea to grow cold? The clear blue eyes, which met his own, carried their own message. It will be all right. Pedro, a little embarrassed, took his tea and drank deeply. It was enough to simply have this moment with her. The end.
Yeah, so we actually knew the ending because of the Sunday school with the priest.
Yeah. I'm like, I knew this was the... He read all this in one sitting! I mean, like, we just did that, but, like, he read all this in one sitting.
So, how do you feel?
The fuck is the 13 factories?
Great question. Couldn't tell you.
Tell me now, you bastard.
I actually have no idea. Oh, where's
Oh, okay, if we're gonna go for the 4th clue. Give me a second. Gladiator pit of the arena. There's a boss fight. Oh. This
Great.
has a boss fight. The, searching for things probably doesn't have a boss fight. Whoopsies! Are we on story?
I mean, we're going to the arena, so I don't think so.
Well, no, I meant like, was it a cutscene? Because
Oh, yeah.
Huh? It's unlocked? The entrance here should be kept locked as long as there's no show like at the martial arts tournament. In which case...
It seems this is our goal then. Alright, let's get inside.
You did save, yes?
I did.
Okay.
Have fun!
Yeah.
Okay, that's what we have to do.
Okay, we're gonna see how this goes.
Okay, while you're in the fight, I'm going to BRB to grab some water. But I'll wait until we get to the fight. Ah, memories.
The Grand Arena. Kinda nostalgic.
Feels like we were here just yesterday. Just standing here has me recalling the admiring roar of the audience.
You were invited you to the castle after you won the martial arts competition, right, Estelle? I wish I could have joined you on the field.
You wouldn't have been able to. It's a 4-man team. We already had our 4 people. I missed one of them.
Thinking about it, I'm still pretty amateurish.
Well, one could argue you're still amateurish, but like, you know, whatever.
But you know, once this whole thing is cleared up, I'd like to take part in the next year's martial arts competition. To test my own ability, for one.
Now that sounds like Cassius's daughter to me. I'd like to join in on the action too.
I, don't really feel like I'd have a chance against you, Zin.
Well then, I shall sing from the seats to cheer you on, Estelle. I will serenade my love for you as mightily as I can.
Oh, thank you, Olivier. Pass. Why won't you accept that? I'd accept that.
Oh, that's freaky as shit.
That looks cool.
I mean, yes, don't get me wrong. Lovely monster design, right? Like, great monster design. Love it. Do I like what it really probably is in, like, essence? Probably not, right?
Actually, what's kind of really freaky is I think, like, it has like a shadowy thing over it, right?
Yeah, it has like kind of an aura thing.
Yeah, so like the thing itself seems to be only bouncing up and down while the aura is swaying from side to side, and it's kind of weird to look at.
Yeah, and then the other ones are smaller versions of it.
Mm-hmm. But the movement is less noticeable on those to
Yeah.
what the two different things are doing. But I'm like, looking at it, I'm like, okay, one of you is moving up and down, and then the Aro's like doing side to side type things, and it's kind of messing with my brain here.
Yep. Doing what it wants to do.
Cool.
Monsters?
This feels reminiscent of some old Colosseum games. The setting is certainly apt. It's a pity we lack an audience.
Here they come.
Also, can we take a moment to establish that Chloe is like, man, I wish I was there to fight with you, as the person that abhors violence.
Yeah, but like, it isn't like. There's a difference between having to like fight for your life and fighting for fun, though.
Yeah, I don't think she likes hardly fighting for fun either.
For one, we don't know that for certain. For two, like.
I mean,
it's
fair.
Like a sports it's like a sports competition, you know.
Oh, I agree. I agree. Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Like, I can see why she would be into it, or at least be willing to participate in it. It's because it's like sportsmanship and all that, and also being with Estelle, her best buddy.
Crown bit, a rare young monster has the odd habit of freezing its prey before eating them. Great.
Odd habit. Oh, it's just so quirky.
Yeah. Master Cryon, a monster rarely sighted in the elevated regions it inhabits, uses water-based arts.
Cool. Anyway,
Good.
I'm gonna go grab some water.
Yep. Okay, that did some decent damage. That's good. That should do more decent damage. Great. He is frozen. Diamond dust there. I'm just gonna go ahead and spiral flare that again. We're gonna heal Olivier. And that guy that just gets punched to death. Canceling arts and impedes. Does he have any fire? Not much, but probably better than doing regular attacks. Not bad, not bad. And that should be kill.
Enjoy the show.
150 experience, not too shabby. Got a fish egg. Okay, video game. Okay, sure. Sure. That's bullshit. What was that? It's like a magic trick. What a fabulous display. He is a fitting rival indeed. He's even weirder than I thought he'd be. Well, whatever. Let's check the contents. Yep. Received the portrait of our sale. There's a card stuck to the bottom of the box. My princess, my rival, and brave bracers. Did you enjoy the show I prepared for your arrival? As I do not wish to upset the mood of our main role, it is time for the supporting actors to take their bows. I hope you will look forward to our next chance meeting. Some chance meeting. I wish he'd cut it all out. But there's something I'm curious about it. Main role, supporting actors. What does that mean? Now that you mention it. Screw it. Let's go return the photo to the archives. I can't thank you enough, bracers. Still, why would that phantom thief fellow steal a portrait of our sale? It certainly is lovely, but it's nothing more than a simple portrait. It holds little monetary value. Well, he doesn't really care about value so much as he cares about pulling off a good prank or two. And it's probably our fault that the museum got wrapped up in this latest one. Sorry for putting you through all this. No need to apologize, it wasn't your doing. And if anything, I'm very pleased with how you handled this. Excellent work. The missing exhibit is completed. Yeah, this is fine. We'll go ahead and just report those in. Scenic route monsters killed 4. Missing exhibit 4. E+. Still. Okay. Then we should probably wait for Ash to get back. Estelle. Tita, take care of Rin. Yep, leave it to me. I've got lots of places I want to go with Rin. Just don't get lost. Okay, good luck with your work. Rin, so this is where you were. Hi, Estelle. Hey, which stuffed animal do you like? I think that rabbit's pretty cute. Really? What a coincidence. I think that bunny's the cutest too. Looking at these stuffed animals reminds me of Annalise. I wonder what she's doing now. Annalise? She's a bracer like me, but she's a lady who loves stuffed animals. I'm sure you two would get along then. Will I get to meet this lady? She's out of the capital on work right now, but you might meet her at some point. When is some point? Tomorrow? The day after? I'm not quite sure. Ah.
I see you went red hunting.
Well, you know, I figured I would because I wasn't sure when you'd be back.
That's fair. Sorry, it took me a little bit. I also used the restroom.
Nope, I understand.
I also didn't anticipate you to actually finish that quickly.
Yeah, I was supposed to get 4 BP points for that quest, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool.
Okay, back to the Calvard Embassy.
Yep. Okay.
Now back to plot. Gee, I wonder if it's that big giant door.
This should be the ambassador's office. Shall we say hello to Elsa? Yep, let's talk to her. Alright, let me introduce you.
Yes, come in.
Pardon us, Elsa.
Why, Zin! Zin Vathek, I'm guessing. Hello, hello, come in. Last I heard, you'd returned to Calvard. What's an old dog like you doing back here in Grand Cell?
Well, let's just say this old dog had a trick or two more to show off. I'll likely be here in Liberal for a while.
As to be expected of an A-rank Prancer, I suppose. You never let up, do you? So, who's this with you?
It's a pleasure to meet you, ma'am. I'm Estelle Bright, of the Bracer Guild. These are our, assistants, Olivier Lenheim and Chloe Rins.
A pleasure, Ambassador.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Ambassador.
The pleasure is mine. I'm Elsa Cochran, Calvard's ambassador to Liberal. I get the feeling this is a bit more than a social call, though.
I'm afraid so. What was that?
That's an aren't you perceptive?
Estelle and her party asked about the threatening letter the embassy received.
Ah, that letter, yes. You're helping the Royal Army investigate the matter, then?
Technically, yes. Threats of terrorism aren't exactly something the Guild can ignore either, though. Would you mind helping us out?
Well, I suppose. We're well stuck into the situation after all. What would you like to know?
Well, to start with, do you have any idea who would have sent the letter? Like, does anyone in the Republic oppose the signing of the pact, or...
Well, of course. You're looking at one after all.
Huh?
Elsa, please. Try not to tease the kids too much, yeah?
Well, it's the truth, Zen. I'm pretty sure I've chewed your ear off about Erebonia enough for you to know what I think,
Well, yes.
Still, Miss Bright, don't misunderstand me. President Rocksmith and Parliament have already approved the pact. My personal feelings won't get in the way of my job.
Right. Is there anyone else from Calvard who might oppose the pact?
Oh, certainly. They're all tiny groups, though. And to be honest, there's no real reason to oppose it anyway.
No reason? I don't quite follow.
It's not worth bothering. The pact doesn't have any practical effect. It's simply agreeing to the statement, we shall not rely on any violence to solve international problems and negotiate instead. It's more of a declaration than anything else, but...
It is little more than a promise which can be broken without consequence. Save a loss of face, no?
Precisely. The worst it would do would be to rally other countries against the aggressor. Now, it's true that relations between Erebonia and Calvard have gotten even worse than usual of the past decade. So there is some value in establishing Liberal as a place where we can negotiate. But again, who'd bother opposing that?
Yeah. It doesn't really seem like the sort of thing you send a bunch of threatening letters about. Well, Ambassador Cochrane, if you don't believe someone from Calvert is the perpetrator, then whom do you suspect?
Arabonia.
Well, my gut, of course, tells me to blame it all on the Erebonians, their militaristic hawk faction, specifically. But frankly, even they have the new engine on the line. They aren't so stupid as to cut off their noses and spite their faces.
The new engine? Wait, you mean the one from the RCL?
Yes, an engineering sample will be provided to both Calvard and Erebonia. It'll happen right after the signing, in fact.
Whoa!
Ah, as to be expected of Queen Alicia. She holds both Empire and Republic in the palm of her hand.
Yes, I have to admit, she's handled this masterfully. That cutting-edge engine is going to be a birth of a whole new generation of airship designs. And Alicia is practically handing it out so long as you sign this agreement, and play nice with it and each other, at least for a while. Even the most testosterone-poised ninnies among the Erebonian Hawks wouldn't want to miss this chance.
Yeah, I guess so.
Which means, of course, that the possibility that either the Republic or the Empire interfering directly is pretty low.
Indeed. I'm sorry I can't be of any more help.
No, you were a big help. Just being able to cross suspects off the list helps a lot. Oh, speaking of which though, we'd like to ask you about something else.
Estelle asked Ambassador Cochrane about Rin's parents.
Harold Hayworth, a merchant from Crossbell. I can't say it rings any bells. I'm sorry. He's never visited the embassy, at least.
Darn. Well, thanks.
Do remember that Crossbell sits directly between Erebonia and Calvert, however. You may want to inquire at the Erebonian embassy as well.
Okay, thanks, Ambassador. And thank you for being so open with us.
You're quite welcome. I'm glad I could help. By the way, I knew this was gonna fucking come up, Jesus Christ. I almost wanted to comment, finally, someone who isn't like, oh my god, Cassius! Nope, can't get away from it. By the way, you said your name was Estelle Bright. You wouldn't happen to be the Brigadier General Bright's daughter.
Oh, you know Dad?
Why are you surprised at this point, Estelle? Everyone in the fucking world knows your dad!
They really do though, don't they?
Oh my god. I almost feel like you could almost go to someone on the random streets and be like, hey, have you ever heard of Cassius Bright or Brigadier General Bright?
Oh yeah, I've heard of him.
Of course. The heroic vanquisher of the Imperial Army, now at the head of Liberal's Royal Army. I'd heard he had a daughter, but I didn't expect to meet you like this.
Well, I'm kinda just an newbie myself.
You're off to a good start then, I think. We at the embassy have relied on the guild a number of times in the past. Should that time come, I hope you'll aid us, Miss Bright.
Well, if the chance comes up, sure. Well, we'll see you around.
And now we're gonna go to the fucking Calvert, and they're like,
Oh my god, are you Cassius's daughter?
You seem might, perturbed over this.
I might have some, like, gentle mental trauma issues with this sort of thing, so, like, it's fine.
Gentle mental trauma, yeah, that's what I would describe it as.
While Mother Dearest had not been exactly, like, a famous person, I couldn't really go almost anywhere in my hometown, which you currently live near,
Yeah.
without someone being like, oh my god, are you her daughter?
Okay, so they have indeed moved. So, time to go find them.
Okay. And And then when you're done with that, Erebonian Embassy, we will have to do one additional thing besides talking to the ambassador. Because we gotta get a book.
I mean, that makes sense, yeah.
I forgot to ask, what did Demon Child say the first time you found him?
Hi, person.
That was funny. Are you hoping to intercept them again?
Yeah, I'm now curious.
Alright. Now what happens if they don't come back to this exact spot?
Well, they should, because obviously it's a path, so it's just a matter of how long that path is. Right, busy. Okay, next delivery to the East Block. Yep, totally worth it.
You say so.
Demon Child was asking about stuffed animals and learned about Annalise.
Huh.
And wanted to meet her.
Yeah, I'm sure she does.
Yep, I'm sure there's nothing ulterior motive-y about that. House for sale. Also zoned for food service. I don't have any idea where these people are.
I mean, they're two tiny children. Where the fuck could they have gone?
I mean, yes, you are inherently right. Maybe the museum. Nope, that is not the museum.
You mean the thing that is not labeled as a museum you went into? Yeah.
I hate these fence posts.
Just some random person's house you just barged right into.
Okay. Sure, maybe the landing port.
Hi, have you seen two tiny children? It's official. Tita's been kidnapped.
That would be quite sudden, wouldn't it?
It's official. Tita's been kidnapped. Alright. Until we have missing children right in front of us, I will assume that Tita has been kidnapped.
And see, we move right into the escalation tier of things.
I'm not saying she's been murdered!
You know what? I guess that's fair. Okay. Well, that kind of rules out those places, so I guess South Block Restaurant. Okay.
For funsies, did you check the guild house?
I have not yet.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's not it. Hey, Fisherman's Guild, actually. I didn't know this was a place.
Yeah, it was mentioned before.
I remember you saying something about it, yeah. Sorry, what does it say? The time will come for we, the Fisherman's Guild, to open branches. Okay.
Yeah, because like when we talked to the guy who originally gave us the fishing pole, he's like, "Oh, hey, come check us out at the Grand Cell." Well, it was worth a shot.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, we no longer. He does been kidnapped. It's fine. It's sad, but it's fine.
But see, like, I think there's story tidbits that are worth getting out of this. And that bothers me.
Goodbye, Tita. It was nice knowing you.
I see we're really going very helpful with.
You know, if the camera angle changed, I would say it's the camera angle, but you literally just did that on your own.
I didn't know this was an area.
Apparently. That's an awkward way to get into your storage area, though.
A little bit. Okay, surely they must be in one of the locations over here. What locations are there that I've not checked? That's a sewer, I'm pretty sure. Way over there. And I'm checked here.
Can we, like, look it up?
Not yet, not yet. Okay, so that is sewer. So, there are top floors of the museum still. And then go all the way up here. Here they are. I'll just read because it's not cussing. Estelle, the spinning wheel is really simple, but it condensed a lot of different inventions into it. The person who created this is pretty incredible, huh? I want to invent something like this someday. And she's gotten started. She always gets this weird look in her eyes when she sees a machine. Is she always like this? Sorry, that's pretty much her default setting.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. Nope.
Oh.
Okay.
I love having 4 guides though, because sometimes it gives me hints as to things that are coming up.
Oh no.
Because there's something in that's going to happen when we go to before we go to the 4th place we investigate, and it just has all caps important note. Okay, cool.
Is that note to save?
No, actually.
Oh no.
I'll tell you when we get there.
Okay. Oh, Olivier. Heh, you continue to play your role well, Bergen. I would like to enter. May we pass? I can't say no to you, but, who's with you?
Oh, we're from the Bracer Guild. We'd like to ask the ambassador a few things, if that's okay. We thought we'd try having Olivier introduce us.
Oh, okay. Well, there shouldn't be a problem with letting you in then.
Why would they let anyone associate with Olivier in?
Welcome to the Erebonian Embassy. Do remember that the embassy is Erebonian soil, so be careful, yeah?
Yeah, Olivier.
We will be.
They know Olivier. Why would they let anyone associated with him enter their grounds?
Great question.
Yeah, this is about what I was expecting from this place.
This is quite the building.
Whoa! This place definitely matches the Calvardian embassy in terms of fanciness. Grandiose, and yet powerful at the same time. It's very imperial, if nothing else.
It is a stage upon which the Empire can parade its influence and power. Alas, that the actors are unequal to the set dressing. You realize Lord Cranag would hit the roof if he heard you say that.
Mueller, please.
My most bosom companion. It has been an age. Are you well, dear Mueller?
Yay, Mueller!
I would be better if I could cut you in half and be done with it. I told you again and again to ensure we're constantly aware of your location, and you... but 'tis a tactic in the war of love. Did you know, absence makes the heart grow fonder? Estelle Bright, you have my thanks. I can only imagine the trouble this idiot's been causing you.
Actually, he hasn't been too bad, I guess. He's been really well-mannered, comparatively.
Well, ignoring the lunatic, I presume you have business here at the embassy?
Yes, sir. We would like to speak with the ambassador.
Estelle explained her desire to meet with the ambassador concerning the letter. That letter. Right. I'd been somewhat concerned myself, but I'm surprised the guild is acting. This is a request from Brigadier General Bright and the Royal Army, I take it.
Technically, yes, but we're trying to investigate it as neutrally as we can, you know? Nobody's guilty till proven, that kind of thing.
A commendable mindset. No doubt why he chose you. Very well, I shall introduce you to Lord Ambassador Koenig. I suspect you'll find it easier to gain his trust if I do the introductions as opposed to a certain someone.
Exactly.
Really? Thanks, Mueller.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Wait, you really have so little faith in me?
Thought we had faith in you for this?
If you're Yeah.
That's exactly it.
If you introduced us, he'd probably want to have us kicked out.
Sorry, Olivier.
The sting of being forsaken. Sting of the truth, maybe. Lord Koenig is in his office on the second floor. I shall go announce your arrival. Give me a moment.
We'll wait then.
Okay, so where am I going?
Go ahead and just continue the plot, but don't. If it makes you leave the embassy, we're gonna go back in. I think, or save before you. Yeah. Because I don't know. It said to have Mueller in your party to go talk to Nathan, but if you get it before then, that's better. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think you have to wait until after you talk. I guess. Maybe. Oh, motherfucker!
Hey, you remember that thing we didn't read before?
You remember that thing that was like 20 pages each?
It wasn't that long.
Yeah, it was.
Like 10. Let's see, what was this about roughly?
I don't know, and I don't care.
New job, smuggler. Even if it might shed some lore light.
The game will explain it, I'm sure.
There's a couple things that I won't. I do know that much.
Well, I don't care about like the general world lore. I
No,
care about the character.
not general world lore. It's gonna matter later.
But for which character? Because I'm not gonna sit here and listen to you read 20 million pages.
Okay, so here's the situation we're in, right? So there are in this otherwise non-fantastical world, these books kind of hit at special figures who are then later introduced. Kind of. To some extent. So, we don't have to, but if you're interested, we can.
Guess what? I'm sure I can look it up and I can find it online.
Okay. City, convenient to visit, yada yada yada. Hey Olivier, I heard you went to the hot springs. I'm so envious. I've been working until I'm dead on my feet getting ready for the sighting ceremony. I'm guessing I probably can't actually get it beforehand, most likely.
Yeah, because one of the guides said you had to have Mueller in your party.
Oh, interesting. Kamala. Oh, hey, it's been a while, Olivier. Are these guys your guests? Indeed, one could call them guests, but I'm more inclined to think of them as my soulmates. Our days spent together have been so tender, so sweet. I feel to merely call this force love does a disservice to our bond. Is that not so, Estelle? My. Wait, does that mean that you've dumped Mueller?
Oh, my head hurts. I think I'm starting to understand Mueller's suffering.
Oh, no, he didn't dump Mueller.
Fascinating.
What?
Just the whole arrangement there.
now.
Indeed. Shall we make our grand entrance and shock the ambassador into silence?
Mueller can totally cut you in half, you know.
He actually could. I apologize for the wait. Lord Cranag will see you now.
Let's go then.
Welcome to the Erebonian Embassy, guests. I'm Lord Davil Cranag, the duly appointed ambassador and voice of the Empire in this land.
I'm a Celebrate of the Bracer Guild.
Zen Vathik, also part of the guild.
I'm Chloe Rins, second-year student at the Genis Royal Academy and assistant to the Bracers.
And I am the servant of love and peace, Olivier Linheim. Ugh, you. I'd heard you'd gone missing in Elmo Village. Try not to worry Mueller further, Olivier. Or me, for that matter. Such a strict dressing down. Much more and I'll have to lose my jacket. Setting that aside. You are here to inquire about the threatening letter, yes? What do you want to know?
Okay, I'll be direct, sir. Do you have any idea who might be behind the letter? Is there anyone in the Empire who might oppose the signing of the pact?
My, you are direct, young Bracer. I appreciate that. I can tell you truthfully, however, that I can think of no such person. His Majesty is very happy with the pact as it stands, in fact. And no one within the Empire would be foolish enough to gainsay his leadership on such a matter, of course.
Yeah, I bet. So, you think it's the work of someone outside the Empire, then?
What other answer could there be? If you want my opinion, it's the opposition party in Calvert behind all this. Some silly ploy to make the president look bad, no doubt. Opposition doing whatever it pleases, this is a perfect example of the fallacies of mob rule. Huh, I have to question that, your lordship. Don't get me wrong, our major political parties basically beat each other over the head anytime they can, but even if the pact fell apart due to this, I don't think anyone could blame it on President Rocksmith. Details. You think the mob thinks like that? Ha! All I can say for certain is that the person issuing these threats cannot be from our empire. That should be more than enough assurance for you.
Oh, excuse me, Lord Cranag? May I ask what Chancellor Osborne's opinion of the non-aggression pact is?
What? Flawless riposte, Chloe.
Who?
The highest appointed official of our most glorious and august imperial government, the Blood and Iron Chancellor Gileath Osborne. His nickname comes from his personal motto, our nation's peace must be built on a foundation of blood and iron. He has overseen the expansion of the rail system, as well as the annexation of several smaller states on our borders through less than diplomatic means.
Wait, you mean he...
Olivier? How can you criticize your empire's chancellor?
Because he's Olivier. He doesn't give a shit.
Oh, but Deville, how was I criticizing? I simply stated the facts. But come now, it wouldn't hurt to be a bit more cooperative, no. We've already spoken with the lovely Ambassador Cochrane over at the Calvardian Embassy. She was quite helpful, you see. What? Why, if we don't help these people now, it will give them cause to doubt the character of Erebonia. That would be a tragedy, wouldn't you agree? My Lord Cranag, there is no need to keep information related to this hidden. May I humbly suggest that being open in this case will not present a problem? You have a point, Mueller. Very well. To answer your question, Miss, Chancellor Osborne, like His Majesty, is most receptive to this pact. In fact, I hear he's actually the one who suggested His Majesty should sign it.
Really? That's because he's looking forward to getting the engine, right?
No, apparently he recommended it to His Majesty before any mention of the engine. If anything, I'm glad there is harmony at home over this pact. There's been no pressure for us to negotiate. I hate to say it, Estelle, but it's looking like there really isn't any chance it's someone from the Empire.
Yeah, looks that way. Ambassador, thanks a lot for answering our questions.
See, it's as I said. If you're looking for the guilty party, you should look elsewhere.
You know, I hate it when people use that line. Makes me feel like they're suspicious, but I don't think he is suspicious. But like,
I understand.
Oh, but one sec. If you don't mind, we have one more question.
Estelle asked Lord Cranag about Ren's parents. Yes, a most pitiable situation, the separation of a child from her parents. Imperial traders do visit the embassy at times, but... A merchant from Crossbell? I do not recall such a man, no. Are you familiar with this Hayworth Mueller? No, I've never heard of the man either.
Really? Aww.
what are her parents really?
This is starting to look kind of grim.
To search at once for both a blackmailer and a lost child's parents sounds most trying. It may seem trite, but I do wish you luck, young lady.
Thanks, Mr. Lord Cranach.
Allow me to show you to the gate, then.
And then he'll be at a party and we can go to the library. Go get the book from Nathan.
How could this be? This book is banned in Erebonia. Who put this on the shelf?
We can guess who.
Crap, crap, crap! If Ambassador Cranag knew, I'd get an earful. Oh, I know. You there. Take this book. Gambler Jack, Volume 4.
Okay, cool. That's...
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so... Well, okay, so technically the monsters don't expire, but I feel like we should go fight them soon.
The sewer one?
Yeah, the sewer one. Well, there's another monster extermination quest coming up as well.
Yeah, I assume we'd probably want to do it, like, once party gets back together kind of deal.
I don't know when they're gonna get back together, and, I would just kind of maybe gently recommend maybe we go try it now.
Okay, I can see if we can get into the sewer.
Okay.
Thanks, Mueller. Talking with the ambassador was a big help.
No, you don't need to thank me. I didn't do anything important, really. Besides, this is a problem affecting all our nations. We should be working together. Ha, indeed.
I do hope we can solve this. Huh? Olivier, you're awfully quiet.
It's nothing. I was simply lost in reverie for a moment. It doesn't concern our current business. Pay me no mind.
Okay.
Olivier, what's going on in your brain?
Olivier, you'll be staying here at the embassy in the evenings while you're here in Grancel, yes? Heh, where else? I would not miss the chance to have more sweet dreams in your bed as always.
What? Oh my.
Stop with the jokes before you give the ladies too many ideas. And images. Push those jokes too far, and I may have to spear you upon the embassy flagpole. Ah, so that's the direction I should approach from. You teach me more every day. Alternatively, I could just cut you in half right here. I'm fairly sure I could explain it to Lord Cranag. That would be rather less lovely. Forgive the joke, my friend.
So that's how you keep Olivier under control. Maybe I should write this down.
I'd say they match each other perfectly myself. That's a terrifying thought. Well, regardless, I shall pardon myself here. Good luck with the rest of your investigation.
Thanks again, Mueller. The embassy's out of the way. All that's left is the Liberal News.
In the castle.
Hopefully Neil or someone will be able to help us. Hopefully. Shall we be off?
You literally forgot about the castle.
Yep.
The
So,
castle... Yeah.
which
was
sewer am I trying to get into? Do you have some business in the sewers? I'm sorry, but we can't allow you inside for now. So that one they won't let me.
Okay. I don't know which one it is at the moment. I was gonna try to find that out, but then we had cutscenes.
I know there's another entrance to one over here. Did we ever go to the Grand Cell Warehouse District before? I don't think we did. Maybe?
I don't know.
Okay.
Safe. But we may or may not be losing a party member based, and I'm guessing this based on a hint that we were to strip them of everything they own.
Yeah, I mean, if the guide says to do that, we want to do that.
Yeah. So that's why I'm kind of saying, like, even though the quest doesn't expire yet, I kind of want to get it done while I know we have 4 party members.
You know what? That's absolutely fair.
And, oh, we need to go through the sewers anyway because treasure!
Yep.
Of which I don't know where any of it is.
Howdy there, Anaxi.
Hi! Okay, so wait, are we on the east or west sewers?
That's a great question. Let me catch this thing with this frog.
Oh, neat. That's cool.
Very nice. Rock Eater. That's a new one.
That is a new one.
Okay, okay, I'm at the first intersection.
Okay, that's great. I don't know where you are. Are you on the west or the east sewers?
Great question. Do I still have the sewer maps? Answer is no. Uno momento.
Like, Tyler, that's great that you're in the, like, you're at an intersection. I don't know where, okay, west.
Probably west, yeah.
Okay. Fishing spot, cool, great. Skip the first branch, follow path along, and go around west doorway to continue to a chest.
Okay, okay.
Which has a very concerning name for the recipe.
It sounds about right.
If you want to know, it's mystery paste.
Oh no, that does sound concerning.
That does sound concerning, doesn't it?
Why is that? A conch shell monster has other skills besides a hard shell defense. Okay. Okay. I don't appreciate that.
Oh. Anyway. Let me figure out where this monster is.
That is a convenient spot for fish grinding, then I imagine. Which spot in Ruan is it? If we ever end up back over there, I might have to spend some time working on that. Cool. Those conch shell guys are definitely going to require some elemental use. Oh yeah, I definitely wouldn't be selling any of them.
Now, if he's gonna sell anything, it's gonna be extra Sabbath, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Savor the victory. We earned it.
Sorry, so around the path to door downstairs for chest, right?
Skip first branch, follow path around, go through west doorway, continue to chest.
Okay. Mystery paste. You find a message scratched along the bottom. Loot this chest and do your worst, but be warned, for ye be cursed. Well, I guess we're cursed now.
Cool, love it. Okay, so back to main path. And in large room, take the south exit.
I do have the luck quartz, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you should have, because we did complete all the BP for the last game.
Yeah. And I believe I do have it equipped to Estelle.
Oh, this is fine.
You know, when you say things like that, I get feelings that it's not fine.
Well, it's just one of the guides recommends some preparations for going to go fight the sewer monster, but we don't have those, but it's fine.
Right. Okay. Alright, okay, cool.
Okay,
Black rats
so,
and sewers can have palms. That's really good to know. Thank you for that tidbit.
For the Grand Cell Sewer Monster, it is at the very end of the west sewers in the room with 2 unreachable red chests. So we will get there eventually.
Okay, so that one's dead. This one... it's mostly dead.
Well, that takes care of that.
I think it was the black rats though that had
Oh yeah, I was doing that to get Estelle's set up. Okay, so I'm in the room after the path.
in large room take south exit
Okay.
and follow past path east. But anyway, what I was saying is like I didn't know the rats were the ones that had the palms. The snails are what I had read. So hopefully it's both.
Right. Fire is still effective on these. Okay. Okay.
Have fun buffing up your
I messed with the
CV.
wrong guy.
Yeah, I should actually probably. What was my party tactics like? Yeah, let's move. Let's move Zen closer.
Black sheep and snails. Alright, cool. At least it's not relying on solely one person enemy thing.
Black sheep and snails fight all of them. Cool. Okay, south exit.
Continue, east.
Nicely done.
Wonder if I might be. That's why you want Death Scream, right?
Wonder if you might be what?
Might be over leveled for here. Silver
by me.
gauntlets. For every extra item you take from a treasure chest, a creepy sheep is sheared.
I'm cool with that. Let's go find more treasure chests.
Yep, I don't have any immediate qualms with that scenario.
Right? Okay. And then go back to the doorway and head west. Did he buy every item? I don't fucking know. When he does shopping, I don't usually pay attention to what he does. I'm usually reading the guide to what we need to do ahead.
I think I did. I bought the, the cat suit or whatever. Yeah, the weapon collection achievement was, yeah, I didn't get it in the first game because of that nonsense. What was I doing? There was something I was doing.
Being Tyler. Where are you going?
I went west from that one intersection to this chest.
It's a... Okay.
You said to go back and then go west, right?
I thought it meant through the doorway, but like, we'll see what this treasure chest has.
I should also probably equip that. Yeah, a little bit better. Oh, I should actually probably give Zin some accessories.
Oh shit, he doesn't have anything!
Yeah, what do I want to give him? The anklet is a good choice. Yeah, that's a good option too.
Anyway, open the chest and see what that has. Okay, you did go the right way, cool.
Cool. You open the chest to find a bandana man hiding inside. Just kidding, it's empty.
Damn it! Okay. Return to the large room. Let me know when you get there.
Back in the large room.
Take the east exit, and let me know when you hit an intersection.
Yep. I'm there. North. Cool.
And then when you hit another intersection, let me know.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Olivier. I'm glad you could miss.
Yeah, isn't it great? I love it when our characters do that.
Yeah, I'm glad to have Ash as my cartographer for this because, oh boy. Trying to do some of this exploration without that would be a pain.
Yeah, it's just really fun when I can't actually see what's going on, so I don't understand the concept.
It happens.
Well, that takes care of that.
So, I'd recommend going to go yeah.
Zerum capsule. You open the chest, you find hundreds of hissing snakes and immediately close it again. Good thing you already got whatever item was in there. That's that one there.
I would highly recommend saving before you go south.
Well, I just did, so...
Okay.
Oh, that looks horrific.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna actually heal up the party, I think.
And then save again. Because you made a change.
Okay. We'll go to a non-chest save slot.
Bye. That looks like fun.
Mad trees. Plant monster from the mountain. Slows preys movements with mud. Weak against fire. The great moth. The scissor hand moles. Nocturnal monster aims for enemies' weak points with its claws. Weak against darts. Okay. Okay, well if I did that, that would be all the way far away. So, let's not do that.
Yeah, we're also gonna have to go to the east and north, but since one of the gates are blocked, I'm assuming we're gonna have to wait till the end of the chapter.
Oh no! Oh no no no!
What happened?
They took very little damage.
Like, how little?
700 damage.
It's not really little, but...
Okay, well. Okay, so I can kill that guy. Craft.
I mean, I don't think 700 is anything to, like, scoff at. You've definitely done, like, 400 against tougher bosses before.
Yeah, it's just that there's like 4 of them.
Yeah, but like...
That's the part that concerns me.
Yeah, well, consider the fact they have like 8,000 plus each. So, like, you know...
I'm gonna hope they gang up on the cell. Oh. Don't love that.
Let me show you the true essence of beauty.
Okay.
Yeah, we're definitely have to come back to the sewers unless the shiny pumpkin appear in the east and north sewers. Yeah, sounds good.
Cool. At least Estelle did something useful.
I know, right? That's a big area.
Yeah. Sure. May as well. I'm so sorry, Estelle. You're just too far away.
I mean, she has most of her HP still, so, like, I think she'll live.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Bitch.
That's really bad for us.
Take that.
If you're gonna pick someone to heal, I'd pick Chloe.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
gotta make sure that-
I don't think so.
Gotta make sure our healer can live. And then probably next heal Estelle. That would...
Because then I can at least get her free of that and she can do a AoE heal down here. Because if not, I'm moving into really dangerous territory. I can probably be okay there.
Rude! Oh look, Sin has CP. Some more. Cool, great, love it.
Okay. It's going great. Going great. Art.
I would gently, highly, maybe, possibly, maybe, greatly recommend maybe staying at like a hotel or something after this.
Yeah. I need to get Estelle away from being way up there.
Yep. But can't do shit right now.
You can probably at least survive that. Okay, so she's gonna get healed. How much health do these guys have? Like, both piddly. Yeah,
Oh, look,
that's
line arts
probably
are finally fucking useful.
right. Yeah, iPhone typing, it can be really fun sometimes. Okay, well we're gonna do this.
Yeah, good idea, good idea.
Okay.
Thank you, best buddy.
I should hopefully get rid of the mole. Yeah. I do have a tendency to forget that Olivier has an AoE heal move. Yeah, that should be fine.
Let's do this.
Anytime.
Right. Here we go.
If it helps, I have full faith that you'll be able to get through this.
We're gonna hope so. Okay, I think I can probably eliminate some of these here.
Let me show you the true essence of beauty.
Yeah, I got rid of at least 2 of them. Or no, I guess only the 1. Okay, that's unfortunate.
Does it have fucking 1 HP?
8.
You bastard!
Here I come.
Oh,
Yeah.
getting a bunch of water suppers though.
That's fine. I don't really care about the moles. Yeah, that's probably my best course of action, actually, still. I'm glad they just didn't do mud spikes all the time. Dude, that would have been a really bad time.
So Tyler,
Yes.
it's not a bad time to mention something.
It depends what you're gonna mention.
There's gonna be a Grand Cell Sewer Monster too.
I love the sounds of that, yeah. It's great.
Just thought I'd let you know.
I appreciate your candor.
It's gonna pop up after we finish our investigation as a quest.
I mean, fair. I guess I can't really be too surprised about that, can I?
Nope. And the next wanted monster is going to be in the East Sewer, so yeah, we're gonna have to wait towards later in the chapter. That's fine, we get one down at least.
Oh, now it does the mud attack again. Okay.
We're good to go.
Ugh.
You okay, Tyler?
That was a tough fight. In all seriousness, that was a very difficult fight. Okay. Well, we're gonna save again.
Good idea. Okay, we'll exit the sewers. Go save at a hotel.
Is all this stuff down here dead ends?
To my knowledge.
I'm just gonna check real quick. Oh, there's a chest. For sale, reviving balm never used.
Yeah. That's because I didn't tell you the last bit of the instructions. It's fine.
Way it works out. Oh, I do technically still need that shiny palm, don't I?
Well, you're gonna be coming back to the east and north sewers. I don't know if the shiny palm comes up there, but we can get the shiny palm later.
Take that.
I will just make a note that we need to come back for the shiny palm.
Piece of cake.
Okay. Yep, that's just a dead end. Cool. Okay, well that was a lovely, lovely endeavor.
And what have you, I don't care.
Yeah, the palms would probably give a fair bit. Oh, hey. We're gonna rest. Go.
Anyway, hi Cheryl.
Do we want to see what she
Okay.
has to say?
Let me save in another slot then, yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to read it now?
Not sure what I... Estelle, what is it? The hotel is my job today. You should get to your assigned area. Alright, bye!
Okay.
Alright, to the castle! Where I get to read for most of the characters again.
Are we not doing the news?
No.
Okay.
News is tomorrow, according to the guide. I mean, technically it doesn't matter the order, but, like, I'm going with the guide.
Good day, Your Highness. Please don't overwork yourself, my lady.
Hello, Dan. Hello, Alex. Don't worry, I'm fine. Estelle and I have some business in the castle to attend to. Could you let us pass, please?
Yes, we did do the embassies. And we got Gambler Jack Volume 4 from there. Of course, Your Highness. By your command, my lady.
Wow.
Only slightly popular, isn't she? I think I'm starting to get why that Duke guy is so jealous. Yes, we did read all the doll books.
Yep, very dramatically.
Now entering ladies Chloe, Estelle, and their entourage. Open the gate. I was beginning to get worried about the Doll Night books because like I hadn't been seeing them. Everyone, please come in.
Thank you, you two.
Instead, we just get to kill it in one fell swoop.
Well, Estelle, come back to my house, as it were. Come on in.
Welcome back to us.
Thanks.
That's the first time she's had the opportunity, really.
Okay, time to nose around the castle a bit. So, obviously we should talk to Queen Alicia, both to ask about the letter and just to say hi, but... Let's see... Who else? Julia's gone, right? Yes, she's currently at Leiston Fortress overseeing the refitting of the RCL.
Well, that's gonna make things a bit harder on us. She probably could have given us a lot of help with this mess. Who else could we confer with, I wonder?
With Julia absent, I think our best bet is Hilda, at least concerning Ren's parents.
Yep, that would make sense.
If the Haywars have ever visited the castle, she would know. Yeah, Hilda seems to have some sort of castle sense about these things. So, where would we find them, you think?
I think we'll probably be okay. I know we farmed them a little bit before, so I should be roughly okay. But I definitely don't have the optimum loadout that I was hoping for for that sewer fight.
My mother should be in her chambers at this hour. And Hilda... If she isn't in the maid's room, they can tell us where she is at least. Good idea. Maid's room and the Queen's chambers. Off we go.
Okay.
I thought maid's chambers first, but that's just me.
Yeah. Is that the one over here?
Yes.
Yep. Miss Estelle.
So,
And Miss Claudia, Mr. Zen too? And pardon me, it's been quite some time. It sure has. Yeah, it reminds me of when you lent me your maid uniform, Shay. Oh, Estelle, as a maid.
so much oh, looking me all over that.
Well, I don't look forward to 100k Sepith, that's for sure. Yeah, it was to meet with the Queen. Oh, and Joshua had to wear one too. Shay did her magic on his face with her makeup. She was all pumped up to do it. Oh my. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot you were just reading this, sorry.
No, that's fine. Thank you very much. Joshua, who once played the role of Princess Cecilia so perfectly, also portrayed a maidservant? Oh, noble endeavors both. I am sure it must have been quite beauteous to behold. I regret all the more I could not attend the Duke's banquet. Alright, Shay, do you know where Hilda is? I believe Mistress Hilda is in the library. As I recall, she said she had something to look up. Library, got it. Cool. I don't actually know where the library is, but...
You know what? I don't either. I don't think we found that last time.
Okay, here we are.
Hi, Hilda! Princess Claudia, and Miss Estelle, too.
Hello, Hilda. I'm sorry if I startled you, but I just got back. Hi, Hilda. Sorry I've been out of touch.
It's quite alright. I'm glad to see you well. I understand the princess has been assisting you, Estelle. I'm very glad to see the two of you home safe.
Aw, Hilda.
So caring.
You're embarrassing Estelle, Hilda. Speaking of helping Estelle, though, I've returned partially to inquire about something the guild is investigating. Could we ask you a few questions, Hilda?
If I can be of assistance, ask me anything. I think there may be a few too many onlookers to speak here, however. Let us borrow a guest room. I mean, there's only that one guy, like, looking at the shelf. Like, it's fine. I wish we could have Maid Joshua back. Actually, I think I'd rather Princess Joshua. Yes, I see. You're attending to the investigation of that letter that we received, then. I take it you two want to know if I have any idea who the sender might be.
That's it, exactly.
No, we didn't. I didn't even think of that as being a possible option. Oh, Lila does, huh? That... Interesting. I'm sure I have a save around there I can go back and revisit at some point.
You're letting me join for that, Tyler.
Okay, okay.
I need to see character interactions. Anyway.
We're investigating all the locations that received letters to see if we can ferret out some clues.
Well, firstly, thank you for your efforts. Just receiving that letter was unsettling. I'm afraid I can be of little aid in naming suspects, however. The only thing I can say with confidence is that it's not the work of anyone in this castle.
I mean, I had fun with the Ruan poker game.
I'm about to say the in-game poker game itself was fine. The achievement was bullshit, in my opinion. Then again, Tyler's the one who had to play it, so like, you know, that's on him.
I appreciated Cher's ability to be creative.
Yeah, we kind of figured that one. Who was the letter here addressed to, out of curiosity?
No less a person than Her Majesty herself. I check all the letters addressed to the Queen, so I know the contents of the letter. Believe me, if I could lay hands on the rude fool who wrote that.
I mean, that's understandable, Anaxi. Pardon me. I was wondering, were there any other suspicious letters delivered to the castle recently? Ones critical of royal decisions, for example?
Ah, well.
Hilda, please, help us for my sake, if no one else's. We need as much information as we can in order to make a judgment.
Very well. There have been several letters delivered with no indication as to their senders. They were not particularly critical of royal decisions, per se. They were largely petitions to reduce or annul Colonel Richard's sentence. Huh.
I mean, I wonder who's sending all of those letters.
No, to use a gladiator belt? What the fuck does that even do?
I'm pretty sure that's like CP gain 1. That would just auto give CP.
Like, I know it's an accessory, but I don't have any of the accessories memorized. Except for the proxy puppet. That's it. I suspect at least some are from citizens of Grand Cell, but the rest I cannot be sure on.
People want Colonel Richard freed?
No less than expected of the man who once strove to be my rival.
Did he though, Olivier?
His popularity endures even after his capture and shaming.
He was very skilled and competent, and everyone knows that. It isn't unusual at all to see people regret losing him.
I would personally bet on those letters not being related to our little threat. Requesting something of a royal hand is one thing. Trying to force it to do something is a whole different thing altogether.
Well, still, even knowing the letters exist help. Oh, one more thing, Hilda. I wanted to ask about something else.
Estelle asked Tilda about the Hayworths.
Harold Hayworth? A transfer for Crossbow? Yes, I remember him.
Say what? Is he an acquaintance of yours, Hilda?
Not as such. He asked for a tour of the castle interior a few days ago. I happened to be otherwise unoccupied, so I showed him about. His wife and daughter were with him as well.
Really? Hey!
Alas, this provides us with little clue as to where the Hayworths may have gone.
Yes, my apologies. There was something that bothered me, however.
What would that be?
Their child greatly enjoyed the tour, however, her parents felt as though they were barely even present throughout the entire thing. They seemed even-tempered and normal enough when they spoke to me, but when combined with your story, I wonder if they were under strain.
And I will pay attention after coming to see a place as a tourist. Sounds like something was on their minds, alright.
Yes, it seems likely they were in some kind of trouble even then.
This may give us a clue as to where they went.
Thank you very much, Hilda. I think this gave us some good leads.
I'm glad I could be of help. Oh, Princess. You'll be staying here in the castle tonight, I trust. And if your friends lack accommodations.
What? I had intended to stay here a while in Grand Cell, yes, but, you know. Well, how about it, everyone?
You forget they are expecting me to be a pest at the embassy tonight. I can hardly disappoint. I do appreciate the offer, however. Yeah, and I've got what's basically a permanent room at the Calvardian embassy. Thanks, but I think I've got to decline this time.
I should probably ask Shara and Tina before committing to anything. We've got Ren, too. That's true. It sounds like she loves the castle.
I shall keep the rooms ready, just in case you wish to stay.
Thanks, Hilda. Thank you, Hilda.
Not at all. I must return to the maid quarters. Please let me know if you need anything else. If you'll pardon me.
Yeah, I can see it being getting A rank or rank 1 or whatever in the first game would be a little challenging. This one would be a lot more involved.
I mean, yes, but in terms of, like, at least for the first game, there is a comprehensive, really
Yeah.
nice, tidy guide.
You are absolutely right.
This one, well, yes, we do have now a BP guide, and it's great. It's not combined with all the other guides.
Yeah, that's yeah, the amount of things that you can miss here to miss very slight amounts of BP is very interesting, is what I'll go with.
If we can only miss 2 BP, if you hadn't gone back for that one thing, we would have been screwed.
Yeah, there would have been.
Because that was 3 whole BP.
Yeah, there would have been.
Okay, so we still need to meet with the Queen. She should be in her chambers, right? Yes, I'd be surprised if she isn't.
Let's not keep her waiting then. No BP. Love that.
Oh, I can't wait to see what other bullshit it's gonna throw at us. Because if it's gonna replace it, if it's gonna take out a system, it's gonna replace it with something else, probably.
Okay, there we go.
Ah, you finally arrived.
Huh? Grandmother? Sig! Scree! What? See? I see. Sig was being very thoughtful, wasn't he?
Yes, he let me know you were coming. Welcome home, Claudia. And Estelle, you're always welcome as long as I remain queen. Your father explained everything, not so long after you left to train. It pains me to know you carry such a burden.
Oh. Thank you very much, Your Majesty.
Yeah, the loot-based one is interesting. I've noticed a lot more equipment loot drops from monsters and such this time around.
Like the mopping pole?
Yeah.
Or laundry pole, not mopping pole.
I mean, yes.
Still, I know what I gotta do, and Chloe's been a huge help. So, I'm okay. Don't worry.
I see. Your soul has gained new steel since we last met, Estelle. Mr. Vathek and Mr. Lenheim, both of you, of course, are also welcome in my home. Let us retire to my chambers. I shall have some tea prepared.
I hope that's a one-off.
Ah, so you've come about the letters. I wasn't aware they'd been sent to the cathedral and embassies as well. Your fears are not groundless. It is difficult to think of such lengths a mere child. It is difficult to think of such lengths as a mere childish prank.
Yes, Your Highness. That's why we're trying to talk to people affiliated to the case to see if we can find some clues. Grandmother, do you have any idea who might be responsible? Especially someone within Libero.
Oh, good lord. That grinding does not sound like it's gonna be fun. Okay.
Claudia, what do you think?
Me?
As possible heir, your thoughts should daily be on the forces moving within our nation. Would you share your opinion with me?
Very well. don't believe there's any force in the country which is truly opposed to the pact. I've heard in various places, however, that following the coup, some of our extreme right-wing citizens are feeling very concerned. Their frustrations might be the root of those letters. Maybe.
Very good. My opinion is more or less the same.
Sorry, but, I don't quite follow.
Alan, Colonel Richard was not the only man who approved of the idea of expanding and empowering our military. In the wake of the failed coup, however, the matter is effectively untouchable. I can only imagine all who share his mindset are quite dissatisfied and worried for our safety.
Okay, so... You think the letters are from believers in military control and expansion? Like the intelligence division guys still on the run?
That would be the short of it, yes. If that is the case, then I would say I bear the responsibility for this as much as they. It was my beliefs that led to them to take such action in the first place, after all.
Grandmother... I don't know. I don't think they have the right to be all, blah, let's threaten people and be scary because we're sore losers.
No. There are a few things more precious than the freedom to express oneself, Estelle. Remember, even those who promote military empowerment in a war footing do so out of a love for Libro and its people. They have as much right to express that idea as any of us ours. And listening to such opinions and choosing how to guide the country, that is a ruler's responsibility.
Though in that case, I really doubt they'll actually try to stop the ceremony, yes?
Assuming the letters from the expansionists, yes, that's quite possible. With Colonel Richard under arrest, they have little power with which to act. The problem lies with the idea that someone else may be responsible. If that is the case, then I fear I can offer you little advice or knowledge.
Oh, rats!
Queen Alicia, if I may broach a question.
Of course, Olivier. Whatever you wish.
Why are you so determined to act upon this non-aggression pact now? Your own country is still deeply confused and unsettled from the coup attempt. Most rulers would think this is a time to focus solely on one's own country, not the affairs of others. I mean, yes.
Me, ready to smack around someone? Yes. When would I not be ready to smack upon someone?
Olivier, you are talking to a queen, you know.
It is alright, Estelle. Olivier has a point. The plans and proposals for the pact, however, far predate the coup. Further delays would only harm the dignity of the nation. The crossbell issue is causing a great deal of friction again as well, and I hope this can help. Crossbell issue?
I assume it's kind of like a neutral territory that each side wants to get a hold of.
Crossbell, that's where Ren's from, isn't it? Yes, it lies due northeast of here, over the Crone Mountains and directly between Ereboni and Calvard. Both the Republic and Empire claim it should be part of their governments, and some Crossbellians want total independence. It's quite a mess.
Crossbell's basically a fishbone stuck in two throats at once. All the issues surrounding it just get called the Crossbell problem.
I see. Boy, no wonder people get worked up about it then.
Ah, so your aim is to pluck out the bone with this pack then?
To continue the analogy, it is not a bone that can be removed in one gesture, sadly. If I can open a way to resolve the issue, however, yes. Laying the groundwork for resolving that issue will strengthen peace across the entire region, and people remember Libero spurred it on.
I have underestimated you even more than I previously thought. Our invasion of Liberal was far more of a fool's errand than I'd even imagined. That much at least is painfully obvious to me now.
What are you even going on about?
I think it was Zen.
Oh, wait, Crossbell. Ren, duh. Sorry to change the subject, Your Majesty, but
I still asked Queen Alicia about Rin's parents.
my goodness, a child abandoned at the royal villa? I must instruct Raymond to keep me better informed, it seems. I know it's a shot in the dark, but I don't suppose you have any idea where they might be, Your Majesty? No, I am very sorry, I do not. However, if they visited the castle, especially recently, Hilda would know of it. Have you spoken with her? Yes, we have. Yeah, we did. Hilda only said they were behaving a little strangely. I see. Well, should you wish, I can contact Mayor McDowell and the Crossbell government. If that would help, ask whatever you need. Oh, thanks! Grandmother, thank you for all your help. We need to move on, unfortunately. But, don't be nervous. I know what you wish to say, I think. You will be staying in the castle tonight, yes? Let us speak then, once you are no longer busy. All right.
My goddess, such royalty. I would say she is the only person on the continent with that sense of balance. Yeah, sort of feels weird to say coming from a democracy, but she's the perfect ruler. I kind of envy Liberal, to be honest.
Of course. She's the queen, after all. Chloe, what's wrong?
No, it's only like you're complimenting your grandmother on how like she's great and perfect and wonderful. Well, Chloe is struggling with the question of if she should rule. That's fine. No, it's fine. Everything's great.
Glad you're comfortable in Axie.
Oh, it's nothing. I was just struck again by how incredible a woman Grandmother is. I really doubt I can ever live up to her. Oh.
Princess. When did Her Majesty the Queen take the throne?
Oh, she was 20, if I recall correctly.
And may I ask your age?
I'm 16, but what? Ah.
Heh, my point. I truly doubt Her Majesty was a master politician the day she took the throne. And you are not yet even as old as she was when she first donned the purple. I see a little point in comparing yourself to her as she is now. Wouldn't you agree? I try to keep that in mind. Thanks for the tip there, Anaxi. We martial artists tend to say that only those with proper capacity can achieve this thing called unity of purpose. Even those with the greatest innate skill, like, say, Walter, only reach their peak through a journey of 1,000 steps. I think Her Majesty believes you have the capacity to get there, Princess. Just take it one step at a time. Don't worry.
Olivier, Sin. Thank you. Really. Good job, you two. Chloe's gonna be an awesome queen someday. I guess you get good with pep talks as you get older, huh?
Get older? How rude. I'm a fresh, youthful, 25. 5 years younger than Zen here, even. You were one to call out someone on being rude, Olivier.
Well, anyway, we've spoken to Hilda and Grandmother both. Yep, back to town then, I guess. Yes, let's be off.
Okay, so before we move on, I don't know if we should do this now, but I'm just gonna... Should I just go ahead and tell you the hint of who's gonna be leaving?
Sure.
Olivier.
Okay, I mean, makes sense.
Strip him of everything. It technically says to complete the 3 investigations, but I think it'd be better to do it now.
Yeah, it's pretty fair. That one was already on remove. Great. I don't know why that's any different. Whip. I mean,
Like,
you can keep his gun, but
Yeah. I'm very sad we're losing him, though.
that's fair.
I'm very sad. I like him.
I believe they are. I don't know that there's a good way to check that outside of like being somewhere. I don't know, 116 is where I'm at right now. So.
And we haven't finished this quest, so
Yeah. So
it's really hard to gauge the BP until we're done with certain sections of the guide.
yeah, I'm at 4 volumes on Gambler Jack right now. So 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yep, and I know on the next quest that we are about to come up upon, not like immediately, will be another chance to get the next Gambler Jack Volume 5 with one specific area to get it from, I think.
Okay.
I think, unless we are... No. Because we got 3 of the airliner, so yeah, we have to get it in the next one.
Okay.
Which, of course, has to do with a fucking very specific house.
Sounds about right. Evening already. Time does fly when you're having fun.
The only letter victim we have yet to visit is the Liberal News. Yep.
Well, let's not waste any more time, eh? Let's get over there and see what's what.
Except I thought the news was gonna be tomorrow, but I guess not. Cool. But we've already saved and we've stripped Olivier of everything because we are now at a point of no return once we enter into Liberal News.
Do you want me to go turn in the monster slaying quest then?
I mean, yeah, might as well.
Cancel Super Monster 4. Cool.
Yep.
Okay. Liberal News was over here in the corner, I think. Yeah.
Alright. Hello, best buddy.
I think there's
There
a
he
couple
is.
times where they don't, and I think this might be one of them.
Yeah.
There he is. Hey! Meow! Hello!
Who in the hell? Well, what do you know, you guys? How you doing?
Daniel.
Pardon our intrusion. Oh, it's that bard guy and, your highness. Good day to you, yeah. You even have Zin the Immovable of Calvard with you. You got some kind of gang going on here, Estelle.
A lot of stuff's happened since we last met.
Yeah, Niall is a pretty solid bro at this point.
I love him.
How's your coverage of the election in Ruan go?
Damn well, that's how. Got the article done thanks in part to you guys. Speaking of, what brings you by today? Got a hot scoop for your old buddy Niall?
Well, actually, we're the ones who'd like to know something. We heard that Liberal News received a threatening letter.
Could have. You guys are investigating that thing? I figured the military would have been taking care of that one.
We're working on our quest from the military, actually. So, do you know anything?
Definitely agree there, Anaxi. Well, I just got back to the capital, so I don't know much. To be honest, I'd like to hear what you guys know, if anything.
Who's Vander?
Oh, what's his name? The general guy that's always chastising Olivier.
Oh, Mueller?
Yeah, I think his first name's Vander. Pretty
He has
sure.
a first name?
Or, I mean, last name or whatever. It's probably first name, because Naxi says Mueller Vander, but I think it's Vander Mueller is, like, technically the way it would be.
He has another name?
Yes, Ash. Just like it still has a last name.
Yeah, but like the game just kind of beats you over the head with that. Mueller's just Mueller.
Okay, Vander's the family name? Okay.
Either way. Like with Estelle, they just beat your head over the head. They just beat you over the head with, oh my god, you're right. You're the daughter of Cassius. And like, Mueller's just Mueller. Anyway, I've learned something today.
That's real helpful, Neil.
Come now, you're a newsman, a hound for a good story. Surely you must have a clue as to who our villain is. Sk, I don't have time for this.
It's been impolite, you two. Neil, I know this is a lot to ask. But please, if you know anything at all, please share it with us. Please.
Whoa, hey, your highness, you don't need to lower your head to me. Fine, fine. Okay, so this is off the record, but we ain't the only ones who's got a letter. Not even close. Leiston Fortress got one, then the Cathedral, the Airship Company, the Hotel Roenbaum, and then both embassies, Grandsale Castle, and the Herb Royal Villa all got one too. There were 9 letters in total. Huh? Something wrong?
Neil,
Yeah, I can understand that, Anaxi.
we heard that from the military already.
What? Damn it, that was my big scoop for the day. Doesn't look like we're going to get much out of this.
Yeah, time to move on, I think.
Now you wait just 1 second, Missy. You keep talking like that and Niall Burns, story reporter for the Liberal News, is going to have a name worth a pile of crap. Alright, let me let you in on my take of this whole mess.
Well, okay.
Could've just done this from the get-go, asshole.
You may want to be brief, Mr. Burns. Fine, listen up. Here's the short of it. My gut tells me this is some kind of huge prank. The threats aren't real.
We thought of that too.
You sound awfully sure, though. Mind telling us why you're so convinced? Okay, trick is, I've covered terrorist threats like this before, right? But with this, there's no reality to the threat. Threats only work and have power if they describe or at least imply something nasty that's gonna happen, see? These letters have exactly none of that. Mr. Burns does have a point. Disaster will be visited upon you does not offer much in the way of a specific terror. Exactly. I've got a hunch this isn't about stopping the signing ceremony at all. This is more about getting people worked up over a threat, and then sitting back and watching the fireworks.
See, that's kind of a good point. There is some sense behind it. I'm still bothered by the fact that so many letters were sent, though. And each and every one was sent to a place involved with the ceremony.
Yes, for a prank, whoever did this seems to know a lot about what's happening. That does seem kind of true, on the surface. Think about it though, all that info would be pretty easy to find with a little digging. Hell, I knew about those places weeks ago. Anyway, I'm gonna be working this on the assumption that it's a prank. Maybe you guys should stick to your guns about being a real threat and we can compare notes later, eh?
Yeah, good idea.
Oh goodness, NXE.
Okay. That's a lot of emojis.
does have a lot of emotes going on.
Thanks, Neil. That actually helped a lot.
Darn right it did. Just stop by if you want to swap stories. I'll be sitting around here until the pact's signed.
Okay. Oh, speaking of sitting around here, I don't see Dorothy anywhere.
That's a good question. Where is she?
Oh right, where's my cute little pink puffball?
Alright, she's off working in the Bose region. I sent her to snag some photos.
What? For a special of some kind?
Yeah, related to the Royal Army. You remember that old fort the Sky Bandits were using as a base, right? The one you guys busted? The army decided those rats had the right idea and have claimed to repurpose claimed and repurposed it as a training facility. Ooh, neat.
Neato.
They're running airship pilot training out of there now.
Oh, okay. Neat.
That's actually really cool.
So she went up to get the coverage of the base then?
That's the idea, yeah. I was a little worried about sending her out on her own, but gotta do it sometime.
Her would be out on her own, huh? Scary.
I mean,
she was on...
and she almost became Monster Child when she did that too.
Yeah, I was like, she almost died when she went out on her own the first time. It's fine.
Oh, my controller died. I guess we'll need to be wrapping up somewhat soonish. Okay, I got it plugged in. Hopefully it provides enough charge to get us through here.
Oh, wait, Tuh. Speaking of girls out on their own...
I was wondering if this would come up.
What's up? Estelle explained the situation with Rin's parents. Harold Hayworth, a trader from Crossbell. Never heard of the guy. Pretty sure he's never been in our classifieds or our wanted column either.
Figures.
But hey, this is part of the job, right? If you guys are totally stuck, I'll help you out. We can put him up in the classifieds if you want. I even have a few people on Crossbell I could poke.
Thanks, Neil. You're way more reliable than I thought you'd be. I think I need to update my opinion of you.
Of course you do. Wait a minute, what do you mean? Was it not reliable before?
Just kidding.
Let's see the areas you wanted to get into in FC and did not. I actually really like going back and revisiting like the different areas that, you know, were kind of set up in the previous one and building off of that. And then also having like the mix of areas you've been versus new. I think it's a good way of doing it, honestly. Alright, let's get back to the guild house then. Scherzard should be back by now. Hopefully, yes. I think you're getting... Yep. You know what we didn't do? We didn't go find the girls every time.
Nah, no, we didn't. Oh well.
Yeah. It was no big. Come by again anytime. We did find 2 other locations, though. Okay.
I searched for a while on the second one.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't think I have any questions yet on those. Granthal region was pretty straightforward for the most part. But I do think this would be a good wrapping up point. And then we can do everything else hopefully tomorrow. You know what? To be fair, the statues outside in the wilderness I think are going to be interesting when we find out what those do. Don't have any idea yet, but I am curious. So I look forward to finding out about them. But we are going to wrap up here. Like with you, Ash?
No, how dare you, Tyler. I demand you stay in your seat all night and play a game.
Oh. Well, I can manage to like 2, but you might pass out by then.
Nah, I have the will of steel.
Well, I mean, you have the will of steel, but your sleep schedule does not.
You can fuck off.
But I think the Trails games as a whole, like, generally revisit their set pieces in an appropriate manner. Hey! Hi, Manlops, it's been a while!
Hi, Manlops.
Unfortunately, you are catching us right as we're wrapping up. But it's great to see you. It's, you know, glad to see you around. Encore. But yeah, so we'll wrap up here. Goal is to resume tomorrow after I get off work, and should have another decent play session ahead of us. It's always good to hear from you, man lumps. So you all have a great one, have a wonderful evening, and enjoy the rest of it.